How's it going, Crows? My name is Krojak, and welcome back to Subnautica. In today's episode, I want to show you guys something we've been working on over on our Twitch channel. A new creative mode base, a massive masterpiece sprawling throughout the realm of Subnautica. It's not quite done, but we put a ton of work into this base so far, and I can't wait to show you. Here we are taking a look at the Aurora, and the base is actually not anywhere near here. It's far away. If you remember the base and that little mushroom tower thing, we didn't go there. We went somewhere different, somewhere a little more creative. And I can't wait to show you because it's right over there. You can see a part of it poking out over the top of the water. Let's go check it out. Luckily, I do have a sea moth here to escort us, to bring us to our new base. Let's point towards the correct direction. There's a tower. And now we'll take the journey under the water. I've had so much fun designing this base here in Subnautica Creative. I can just start to see it glinting over there in the distance. One thing you're probably going to notice is that the game has lagged just a little bit, especially because it's surprising. I have a 1080 Ti and a Core i7-6700 in this machine. That is how much work we've done to this game. We've gotten to the point where it's truly starting to affect the frame rate of the game, even on lower settings with something as powerful as a 1080 Ti. But it looks so good. And I couldn't stop myself. Once I started designing, I was live, I was talking to the Twitch audience, we were building this thing, I couldn't stop myself. And here we are, coming upon the beginning of our Crolantis base 2.0, 3.0, whatever you want to call it. Take a look at this thing. And when I said it sprawls, I mean it sprawls. Let's get out of our sea moth and go and take a look. So the initial inspiration was this section right here. We have 4 little towers, all with a common entryway dead center in the middle. Then we have a tower going up into the sky. I'll show you that later, as well as pathways going down and then going down further. Let's start off by entering in. There's actually, now I'm thinking about it, there's only 3 entrances to this base. Here at the center of our 4-way, you have the moon pool entrance, and then the entrances over by our Cyclopses down there, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. Let's start with our main entrance. Here we are in the main entrance of our base. We have 4 directions to choose from. The first direction over here on our left is Stalker containment. Let's go check that out. My chat on Twitch told me that you could grow stalkers inside of these alien containments, and right there you can see 2 stalkers, little baby stalkers, swimming amongst all the fish. This is our Stalker containment. You can climb up these ladders and check out different levels of the Stalker containment to watch the little guys swim, which is really cool. Now, I don't know how many stalkers I can fit in a 3-segment container system. I'd love to add more. I'm thinking about adding more, but I don't want to push it because I'm afraid they'll start cannibalizing each other. I was also wondering if I could add other eggs to this biome, and would the stalkers fight the other eggs? I have no idea. Something to test, maybe in a future live stream on Twitch. Let's go back down and take a look at the next segment of our 4-section base. I'm not going to go to the right because there's more to it than that. Let's go this way. Over here, you see we have 3 signs. We have manufacturing on the 3rd floor. We have sub-lockers, I'll get to that, on the 2nd floor, and then normal storage on the 1st floor. And I have to do this. I have these signs up for every direction except this way, because I'm not done designing that section yet. Let's go into here. You see we have our storage lockers here on the ground floor, because this is the manufacturing tower. This is where all of our building and crafting goes into. 1st floor, wide open, windows, storage, lockers. Then 2nd floor, our subscriber lockers. On here is a bunch of names for people who are subscribed to me on Twitch. People like Krusty, Ripper, and Lex. People like Charmy, Kaylee, and that guy. I have tons and tons of names in this section, as well as more up top and more scattered throughout the base. People who have been subscribed to my Twitch channel for a long time. I want to give them a thank you. This is additional storage for Krolantis. And then our 3rd floor is our crafting floor. You have our modification station, you have water, you have battery charging, you have basic crafting and first aid. This is the crafting station. All your materials are stored below. You come up here, you do your crafting here in Krolantis. Let's leave the crafting bay and move on to the rest of the base. I will save up there for last. Let's take a look at our nuclear reactor, our bioreactor, and our cantina, because for some reason we are not smart enough and we put the cantina beneath all the energy creation. Here we are in a little cantina with our coffee and our snacks and our garbages and places to sit down and relax and enjoy the extremely terrifying open ocean. The only reason I'm not personally freaked out, because I know what's out there, but if I didn't play this game as much as I have, I'd be terrified that something would come out at me through the murk there in that water. Little cantina. The next floor up is our bioreactor, as you can see. Bioreactor for energy. And then on our third floor, you have the nuclear reactor, this being the primary source of energy here for the base. Nuclear disposal, storage, and then another crafting station to craft more nuclear materials. You'll also notice that everything in these 2 floors is reinforced steel because it is a nuclear reactor and a bioreactor, and if these blow up, you want to protect your base as much as possible, especially because just 1 floor down, people are sitting down and having snacks. In this direction, we move on to the rest of the base. I wanted to have as much glass as possible to really appreciate the area that we're in because this base is built upon floating islands. This is a floating island section. This is a tube straight down to our next section. Right here. Again, you can see floating island there, floating island there. That's what the base is built upon. That was the concept I had in my brain, was designing on the floating islands. To our right is our moon pool. I'm considering adding more moon pools to the base with a whole lot of crafting and storage inside the moon pool, and outside you have these awesome things. I love these things. They're so much fun to travel in. We have 3 different prawn suits here. A pink one for the Fabulous Krusty, the cyan one for myself, and then the green one for Hypercore Ripper. Let's get back into the base and continue the base tour. So on the right was the moon pool, and if we continue this way, on the left you see a scanning room. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to flesh out the base as much as possible to make sure we have different uses for everything. I also wanted to show the lay of the land. I always thought this area was really fascinating. This deep crevice in the ground with all these floating islands that you can just make out there. And as you can tell, I have base parts on every single floating island, except for some of these lower ones. See that one way down here, dead center of the screen? That one, I'm interested in trying to build something up. That's gonna be like 200 meters beneath the surface. That might be a bit of a challenge. Continuing on, we get to one of my favorite parts of building creative mode bases, and that is the parking spot, the docking bay for our Cyclops. In this game, there is no official way built into the game way to dock Cyclops. So even dating as far back as my very first Krolantis video, I had a creative way to represent a Cyclops docking bay. Let's go check it out. Here we are, Cyclops docking bay, using these tubes as a means of having the Cyclopses park in between them. You can tell there's 2 levels of tubes. Actually, let's go up to the top level so you can see it much more clearly. Here we are on the top level with charging stations for our Cyclops batteries. And as you can see, the Cyclopses rest right in between all of these tubes. The hatches take you out into the water, and as you can see, we have red, yellow, and blue Cyclopses with matching red, yellow, and blue sea moss. I just love the fact that you can actually look through the front window of your Cyclops and appreciate everything that's inside. It's so cool. Remember how I mentioned there's additional floating islands down below? Check it out. This one's built on top of this floating island, but there's another one. And then there is that massive floating island down there. What can I build down there? What more do we need in a base such as this that you can see is beginning to sprawl its way up the mountains? Back inside, and now let's go and take a look at the other tower. The big tower, the thing poking out of the water that you're probably sitting there going, what on earth is that for? Well, I actually had a pretty simple reason, a pretty simple explanation for that. When I sleep, I don't want to sleep underwater. So my bedroom is up in the sky. Wait until you see it. And no little climbing of ladders. I don't want to climb ladders. That's exhausting. That's very hard to do. So now we go this way. I don't have any signs yet. But if I did have signs, the bottom couple floors would be gardens. As you can see, different kinds of plant life, trying to make it feel like I'm not quite so much underwater. That's the feel I'm going for with this tower. A lot of plant life here on the first floor, including our melons, which are a source of food. And then in here, I want to have those really cool trees with those fruits hanging down. I want to go back to the island and gather some of those. That's on the to-do list. I will do that in a future Twitch stream. And then over here, haven't quite decided what goes into this floor. But if we go through, take another ladder, and go through, we come to our tower into the sky. And this, in fact, is a tube going all the way up. Why use a ladder where you can go up through all the fishes, go up through all the water, enjoy the view the entire way up, have collision detection with some of these fish because there's just so many. Work your way up out of the water. You're still swimming up out of the water, which I thought was kind of cool. There's the Aurora. Here's our escape hatch. Come around to the other side. And up here is our bedroom. Your bed is over top of the aquarium, which I thought was a really cool idea. Somebody in my chat and Twitch gave me that idea. Benches, couple tables, something to sit and appreciate the day. And that is everything for our current Krolantis build. It's coming along, but I'm a little scared. The more things that I add to the base, the more CPU it takes, and the less even my powerful system can handle the base that we've created. I love this game, and I love doing creative things like this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, share it with a friend. Show them what we've built here, and I hope they enjoy it too. And if you're still here after all this time, hit that subscribe button as we close in on 200,000 subscribers. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.